I've been running my Scott Ransom in a full 29 setup for a while now, but I've been wanting to try a 650B or 27.5 wheel in the rear for a while. I'm curious, is it going to be better, faster, more fun? Fortunately, my Ransom has a flip chip on the shock, and Hunt Wheels very kindly sent me a 27.5 rear wheel to try, so let's find out. I actually chucked this wheel on last weekend, but it's hard to say whether or not it made a big difference. I mean, my bike felt amazing, but that could be just down to my Zeb forks and Super Deluxe shock from RockShox. So today we're going to go and ride some home trails that I'm familiar with, try and see if there's a difference, try 650B in the rear, then straight away the 29 in the rear, and also time it and see, yeah, if I can find a difference in the feel and a difference in the time, and just see what we reckon. Right then, so run 1, 650B, 27.5. Aim is I'm just going to try and go super smooth. So if I try and go fast, I think we'll end up we might not get true times. So yeah, going to go smooth and then we'll swap wheels. Let's go. If you'd like to try a mixed wheel setup as well, then you're going to need to double check on the manufacturer's website whether or not your bike was designed to be run like that. So for example, if you put a smaller wheel in the back of a full 29 bike, you're going to lower the bottom bracket and the headset will be a little bit slacker, which means the bike's going to handle differently and you risk hitting your pedals on the ground, and that's why you need to have a flip chip on the suspension or something similar that's going to change the geometry so that your bike basically handles the same. It's in the corners that I wonder if it's going to feel any better or different. Whoa. It's a bit slippery. Right, big wheel, run 1. Well, it feels a little bit harder to slow down, which actually is how I felt when I first went to full 29 a long time ago. Ooh. Maybe a little bit less smooth there, but overall that felt faster. Didn't feel any less nimble. Interesting. I thought it might feel completely different. Like I thought it just might feel really slow to change direction, and it didn't really. There was one corner up there where I thought, oh, that didn't feel as smooth. Yeah, it's not what I expected at all, to go back to the big wheel. I thought it was going to be really quite obvious, and it isn't. It felt like it was harder to slow down. Like when you go from like 650B to a full 29 and you've got to relearn all your braking points.
Really?
On the second left-hander, I was like, oh, that felt like it was harder to slow down. Whole run felt smoother and faster, but didn't feel any less nimble. Not what I was expecting. I thought the 650B rear end would feel more nimble, but we're going to do another run and see what we think. That was best run so far in terms of how it felt. That one tight corner definitely feels more awkward. That's 2 times now where I thought the same thing. So yeah, so tighter turns I would say, definitely feeling like it's more awkward. But overall, I can't really tell the difference. And the times...
Oh, what do you think about braking distances this time?
Well, now because I'd done a run, I felt like I knew I needed to kind of go back to normal. But that was really noticeable on the first run with the full 29 as well. Yeah. So overall, not much difference on natural trails that don't have super tight turns.
Yeah.
But timing wise, I'm faster on full 29. If you have shorter legs, there's an argument for a mixed wheel setup. If you buzz your wheel on your bum a lot, which I don't, so I've got quite long legs. So yeah, to be honest, they're both really fun. I've enjoyed riding the smaller back wheel last weekend. I just got on my bike and just let rip, and same on the full 29. So I think I'll just swap them around as I fancy. But I might revisit this in a future video in a bike park, because that could be super interesting as well. It's a different terrain, you can push harder, you've got supportive corners and all that sort of thing, whereas here we're riding a very natural trail which has been quite slippery. So yeah, it's been really interesting to actually test it back to back and put some times in as well, just to see. And yeah, so I'm glad. It's kind of been something I've been wondering about for a while. Now I've kind of answered that question for myself on my enduro bike, at least, that for me it probably doesn't make that much difference. I would like to try it on my downhill bike, because that's my race bike. So yeah, so hope you found this interesting. I'd love to know if you've tried the two different wheel sizes and what you found and what you noticed. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, let me know what you reckon, and I'll see you next time.